golden sands stretching as far as the eye can see, a scorching sun overhead, and the majestic silhouette of the ancient pyramids dominating the horizon. Welcome to Egypt, a land of mystery, myth, and monumental discoveries. A place where history isn't just studied, it's lived, it's touched, and in rare moments, it's even rewritten. The Egyptian pyramids, especially the iconic ones at Giza, have been objects of fascination and speculation for centuries. These grand tombs, built for the pharaohs and their consorts during the Old and Middle Kingdom periods, are a testament to a civilization's brilliance and ambitions. They represent the zenith of architectural achievement of ancient times, often prompting us to ask, how? How did they do it? And more importantly, why? With their precise measurements, alignment with celestial bodies, and the inexplicable accuracy of their construction, the pyramids have always been more than just tombs. They've been speculated to be astronomical observatories, sites of ancient rituals, and even, according to some, landing pads for alien spacecraft. But what if, beneath the layers of sand, myth, and time, there was an even deeper secret? What if everything we thought we knew about these enigmatic structures was just the tip of the iceberg? A breadcrumb trail leading to a discovery so monumental, it promises to rewrite not just history books, but also our understanding of our own origins? As the world sped up, racing into the age of technology, and as we looked to the stars with dreams of Mars colonies and interstellar travel, the pyramids stood still, guarding their secrets, patiently waiting. They've seen empires rise and fall, witnessed the evolution of humanity from the Bronze Age to the digital age, and through it all, they've remained silent. But every structure, no matter how silent, has a story to tell, a riddle to unravel. For years, we believed that the last secret chamber in the Great Pyramid of Giza, the largest and most impressive of all pyramids, was discovered in the 9th century. Historians, archaeologists, and even enthusiastic adventurers believed that the pyramids had yielded all their secrets. But history, as they say, has a way of surprising even the most seasoned experts. Imagine walking through a labyrinth of passages within the Great Pyramid, feeling the weight of millennia under your feet. The air is thick with history, and every stone, every mark, every hieroglyph tells a story of a time long gone. But what if one of these stones was not like the others? What if, hidden in plain sight, was a clue pointing to a discovery that challenges the very fabric of history? Now, let's take a step back and think about what this means. The pyramids, structures that have been studied for centuries, are revealing something new. It's like finding a new room in a house you've lived in all your life. The gravity of such a revelation cannot be understated. But how did we miss it for so long? Were we not looking closely enough, or was it camouflaged, waiting for the right time, the right person to unearth it? Enter Dr. Aisha El-Masri, a brilliant and somewhat unconventional Egyptian archaeologist. Dr. El-Masri, unlike her peers, believed in the legends and tales passed down through generations. Tales of secret chambers, hidden treasures, and most intriguingly, tales of knowledge that could change the world. Many dismissed her theories as mere fantasies, the wild imaginations of a mind too engrossed in legends. But Dr. El-Masri was undeterred. While most of us dream abstractly, for Dr. El-Masri, dreams were visions, signposts pointing her to a specific location within the Great Pyramid of Giza. It wasn't a hunch or a wild guess, it was a pull, a cosmic calling if you will. But answering this call wasn't going to be easy. With skeptics at every corner and the formidable challenge of accessing the closely guarded pyramid, the stage was set for a journey that promised intrigue, challenges, and the possibility of a discovery that could rock the foundations of history. Questions raced through the minds of those who heard whispers of Dr. El-Masri's endeavors. Could the pyramids be hiding an even older secret? A discovery that perhaps the ancient Egyptians themselves were unaware of? Could this be the key to understanding our ancient ancestors and, in turn, ourselves? The sands of time, ever shifting and changing, might have buried secrets, but they also preserved them, waiting for the right moment, the right gust of wind, to reveal what's hidden beneath. And as Dr. Aisha El-Masri stood at the threshold of what could be the most significant discovery of this century, one thing became clear: the pyramids are not done speaking to us. Not yet. And maybe, just maybe, they have been waiting for us to ask the right questions. Stay with us as we delve deeper into this enigmatic discovery, unraveling the layers of time and myth, and embark on stepping into the Great Pyramid is akin to stepping back in time. Every corridor echoes with whispers of the past, every chamber pulsates with stories untold. But for Dr. El-Masri, this wasn't just a journey through a historical monument, it was a personal pilgrimage, a date with destiny. Centuries of exploration within the pyramid had catalogued its passages and chambers. So how was it possible that something remained undiscovered? Dr. El-Masri's conviction was unwavering. She believed the ancients had methods of concealment that our modern techniques hadn't yet deciphered. Some might call her beliefs arcane, others mystical, but for her, it was a blend of ancient knowledge and modern science. With limited access and time within the pyramid, the pressure was on. Dr. El-Masri, along with her small team of researchers and historians, began their exploration in the lower chamber, often disregarded as a mere unfinished section of the pyramid. Many before had considered this chamber an anomaly, perhaps even a mistake. But for Dr. El-Masri, there was no such thing as a mistake in a structure as deliberate as the pyramid. She believed every stone, every corner, and every alignment had intention and meaning. As days turned into nights and the desert landscape outside shifted from burning days to chilly nights, the team worked meticulously, measuring, scanning, and documenting. They employed ground-penetrating radar, a technology that had previously uncovered hidden cavities in ancient structures around the world. But in the confines of the pyramid, the results were always skewed, leading many to abandon such techniques in these surroundings. However, during one of these scans, an anomaly appeared. Not a large void like one would expect for a chamber, but rather, a small discrepancy in the depth of the bedrock. To the untrained eye, this might seem insignificant. But Dr. El-Masri recognized its potential. Recalling ancient texts that spoke of the pathway to the hidden knowledge, she theorized that this might not be a chamber at all, but a tunnel, a passageway to something even more significant. The decision to excavate was not taken lightly. The sanctity of the pyramid, its historical significance, and the potential risks involved weighed heavily on the team. After securing necessary permissions and ensuring all precautions were in place, a small area was carefully opened. The sight that met them was not what anyone expected. A narrow corridor, barely wide enough for a person to pass through, extended deeper into the pyramid. The walls of the corridor were adorned with hieroglyphs, but these weren't the typical inscriptions found elsewhere in the pyramid. These symbols were older, more rudimentary, suggesting a time before the pharaohs. Following this corridor required both courage and caution. Unlike the grand passages higher up in the pyramid, this pathway was not designed for easy traversal. It was as if it was intended to be hidden, meant only for those who were truly persistent, those chosen to uncover its secrets. After what seemed like hours, the team emerged into a chamber unlike any other within the pyramid. It was modest in size, but what it lacked in grandeur, it made up for in its contents. The walls were lined with shelves carved directly into the stone, and on these shelves sat scrolls. Not just any scrolls, but papyrus scrolls, preserved in an almost miraculous state given their age. Papyrus, the ancient precursor to paper, was used by Egyptians for documenting everything from daily transactions to sacred texts. But these scrolls were different. The inscriptions on them appeared to be in a language that predates classical Egyptian hieroglyphs. Initial translations, albeit partial and rudimentary, painted an astonishing picture. These texts spoke not of the pharaohs, but of a civilization before them, a civilization that had knowledge of the stars, of mathematics, and of the cycles of nature in ways that seemed eerily advanced for their time. References to those who came from the sky and the time before the deluge hinted at tales that resonated with ancient legends from cultures around the world. Could it be that this chamber housed knowledge from a lost civilization? A civilization that influenced the ancient Egyptians but was lost to the sands of time? And what of the other scrolls, still awaiting translation? Dr. El-Masri's discovery was monumental. Here, in the heart of the most studied and celebrated structure of ancient Egypt, lay a trove of knowledge that could reshape our understanding of history. But as with all groundbreaking discoveries, with answers came more questions. Who were these pre-Egyptians? How did they possess such advanced knowledge? And perhaps the most tantalizing question of all, what else was hidden within the depths of the Great Pyramid? The journey had just begun, and the world waited with bated breath as Dr. El-Masri and her team prepared to delve deeper into the pyramid's secrets and the mysteries of a time long, long ago. As the sun set over the vast Egyptian desert, casting the pyramid in a golden hue, one thing was clear: history was being rewritten, and this was just the first chapter. As the echoes of the newly discovered chamber began to reverberate around the world, the academic community found itself at the epicenter of a whirlwind of debate and speculation. Here, nestled in the core of the ancient pyramid, was evidence of a culture that predated the ancient Egyptians. But who were they? How did they vanish? And what was their connection to the star-studded heavens? In the weeks following the discovery, Dr. El-Masri's team, aided by linguists and historians, began the arduous task of deciphering the scrolls. The language, though reminiscent of early Egyptian script, possessed elements that bore no resemblance to any known writing system. It was as if the scrolls held a linguistic Rosetta Stone, bridging an ancient world with the well-known epics of Egyptian dominance. One of the first fully translated scrolls spoke of a golden age, a time when humanity was in harmony with the cosmos, where vast cities of shimmering stone stood in alignment with celestial bodies, and where knowledge was the greatest treasure. This civilization, referred to as the Zep-Tepi or the First Time, were said to be the original keepers of wisdom, with knowledge spanning from the intricacies of the human body to the vast expanse of the universe. However, what truly took scholars by storm was the reference to a great cataclysm, a global event that seemingly wiped this advanced civilization off the face of the earth. Tales of a massive flood, darkness that lasted for days, and fiery stones raining from the sky painted a picture of an apocalyptic event. Was this the same deluge spoken of in other ancient cultures? The parallels with the biblical flood, the Mesopotamian story of Gilgamesh, and other ancient flood myths were too stark to ignore. But the scrolls didn't just speak of doom and despair. They spoke of survivors, the keepers of knowledge, who scattered across the world, carrying with them the wisdom of the Zep-Tepi. They sought to preserve their legacy, passing down their knowledge and integrating with emerging cultures. This immediately brought forth a tantalizing proposition: could the remnants of this lost civilization have influenced the ancient cultures we know today? To test this theory, Dr. El-Masri began cross-referencing the newly translated texts with known myths and legends from other ancient societies. The similarities were uncanny. From the Mayan tales of the sky people to the Indian epics that spoke of advanced flying machines called vimanas, the fingerprints of the Zep-Tepi seemed to be scattered across the tapestry of ancient folklore. As more scrolls were deciphered, a clearer picture began to emerge. The Zep-Tepi were described as a race of enlightened beings, possibly not entirely human, with elongated skulls and an ethereal glow. Their cities, built with megalithic stones that defied explanation, harnessed natural energies and resonated with cosmic frequencies. This explained the construction anomalies of many ancient structures around the world, from Stonehenge to the temples of Machu Picchu. These weren't just places of worship, they were repositories of ancient wisdom, designed in harmony with the universe. But perhaps the most riveting revelation was the Zep-Tepi's obsession with Orion, a constellation that held great significance in their culture. This wasn't just a cluster of stars to them, it was a roadmap, a guide, possibly even their point of origin. The alignment of the pyramids of Giza with the belt stars of Orion was no coincidence, it was a celestial tribute, a mirror reflecting their bond with the stars. As this knowledge unfurled, the implications were staggering. Were the ancient Egyptians, the Mayans, the Sumerians, and countless other civilizations simply inheriting the knowledge of a bygone era? Was the human story, as we know it, merely a chapter in a much longer, intertwined saga? With every answer, new questions arose. Theories of ancient astronauts, lost continents like Atlantis, and even interstellar travel became topics of earnest discussion. Skeptics, of course, were many. They demanded more concrete proof, wary of getting swept up in the allure of such profound revelations. Yet, for many, the truth was beginning to crystallize. Humanity, it seemed, was just rediscovering its own forgotten history. A history that didn't start with the pharaohs or even the Sumerians but went back much, much further, to a time when gods walked the earth, and the stars themselves guided our destiny. Dr. El-Masri had opened a door to the past, but it was clear that the journey was far from over. As the world watched in anticipation, the sands of Egypt promised more secrets, waiting to be unveiled. The story of the Zep-Tepi was just beginning to be told, and its revelations promised to challenge everything we thought we knew about our origins and our place in the cosmos. With each day, the once silent chambers of the ancient pyramid became a buzzing hub of scholarly activity. As more revelations from the scrolls unfurled, the world was becoming increasingly obsessed with this age-old civilization, the Zep-Tepi. But as with every monumental discovery, there's always a deeper layer, and in this case, it revolved around the eternal guardians of the Zep-Tepi's wisdom. The scrolls described an order, known as the Keepers of the Celestial Flame. This wasn't just a metaphorical title, these were individuals, seers if you will, entrusted with preserving the core knowledge of the Zep-Tepi. Even after the cataclysm that shattered their civilization, this order persisted, working from the shadows, ensuring that the wisdom of the ancients would never truly die out. As societies rose and fell, as empires expanded and contracted, the keepers were always there. They influenced leaders, inspired artists, and steered the course of human development in subtle ways. Their presence was often hinted at in various historical records: a mysterious advisor to a king here, a reclusive scholar there, or a healer with seemingly miraculous powers somewhere else. But what made the keepers truly enigmatic was their rumored possession of objects of immense power. Termed as the celestial artifacts, these were devices, tools, or relics that harnessed the very essence of the universe. The scrolls made references to objects like the Rod of Harmony and the Orb of Enlightenment. Skeptics dismissed these as mere myths, while others believed these might be advanced technologies left behind by the Zep-Tepi, safeguarded by the keepers. So, where were these artifacts? Did they still exist? The hunt was on. Treasure hunters, archaeologists, and historians alike became entranced with the idea of finding these celestial relics. Legends of the Holy Grail or the Ark of the Covenant suddenly seemed tame in comparison to what the celestial artifacts promised. One intriguing narrative from the scrolls described a keeper traveling to the heart of Asia, to a place shielded by mountains and mysticism. Many immediately drew parallels to the tales of Shangri-La or Agartha, fabled cities hidden within the Himalayas. Were these myths pointing to a sanctuary of the keepers? A place where the celestial artifacts were kept? The journey to uncover these secrets took many brave souls to the most remote corners of the world. From the dense jungles of South America, where ancient pre-Incan ruins whispered of visitors from the stars, to the caverns beneath the sprawling deserts of the Middle East, where it was said that secrets older than time itself lay buried. The search wasn't just about finding treasures, it was about connecting the dots of humanity's obscured past. While the global hunt for the artifacts intensified, back in Egypt, Dr. El-Masri and his team stumbled upon something equally astonishing. A chamber, previously hidden, was found below the room containing the scrolls. Inside this chamber was an intricately designed platform surrounded by symbols of the cosmos. The very air inside seemed to vibrate with energy. Was this a stargate? A portal? The implications were mind-bending. Could the Zep-Tepi have not just been travelers of the earth but also of the cosmos? Stories of the Egyptian gods traversing the sky in their boats of millions of years took on a whole new meaning. The gods of ancient Egypt, like Ra and Osiris, weren't just deities of worship, they might have been representations of the Zep-Tepi's capability to journey across the stars. But for every revelation, skepticism grew. Critics argued that without tangible proof, these were all just elaborate tales, a mix of wishful thinking and misinterpretation. They demanded scientific validation, a touchstone of truth amidst a sea of speculation. Yet, for many, belief was unwavering. They felt it in their bones that humanity was on the verge of a paradigm shift, that the blurred lines between myth and reality were starting to come into focus. As the world grappled with these revelations, the guardians of the Zep-Tepi's wisdom, the keepers, remained elusive. Were they still among us, subtly guiding humanity's path? Were they waiting for the right moment to reintroduce the celestial artifacts, to usher in a new golden age? Only time would tell. But for now, the ancient pyramids, once thought to have given up all their secrets, were proving that they were more than just tombs of pharaohs. They were time capsules, holding keys to our past, and perhaps, to our future. And as the sun set over the Giza Plateau, casting the pyramids in a golden hue, one thing was clear: the journey to uncover our cosmic heritage was just getting started. Amid the swirling sands and ageless stones of Egypt, a beacon of intrigue continued to beckon humanity closer. The pyramids, their majesty undiminished by the relentless passage of time, stood as both silent witnesses and loudspeakers, broadcasting the stories of the Zep-Tepi far and wide. And as we dived deeper into this tale, we found ourselves face to face not just with our earthly past, but with echoes from the cosmos. The scrolls, the knowledge, the celestial artifacts. They all hinted at an interconnected universe, where Earth was but a note in a cosmic symphony. This brings to mind the age-old adage, as above, so below. But how much truth did this hold? Were we truly, in some intangible way, linked with the vastness of space? Further studies of the scrolls revealed references to specific star systems, most notably, Sirius, Orion, and the Pleiades. The Zep-Tepi seem to possess an astoundingly precise understanding of the movements and significance of these stars. But why? What was their obsession with these cosmic entities? Sirius, often referred to as the dog star, has been associated with the Egyptian goddess Isis. According to the scrolls, Sirius was seen as the gateway to the divine and was believed to influence the Nile's flooding, bringing fertility to the land. In the records, it was written that from this star system, entities of immense wisdom and light visited Earth, guiding the Zep-Tepi in their early days. Then there was Orion, associated with the god Osiris. The three pyramids of Giza are famously aligned with Orion's belt, a fact that modern archaeologists and astronomers have acknowledged. The Zep-Tepi believed that souls ascended to Orion after death, making it a celestial afterlife. Could the pyramids serve as spiritual gateways or cosmic markers pointing the way? And the Pleiades, often referred to as the Seven Sisters, held their own special place. Described as the central hub of knowledge, the scrolls hinted that the Zep-Tepi received visitors from this star cluster, beings of light who shared the secrets of energy, vibration, and perhaps, the nature of existence itself. But perhaps the most staggering revelation was the concept of the cosmic dance. The Zep-Tepi believed that the universe was in a state of perpetual rhythmic movement, a dance of energy and matter. Planets, stars, galaxies, everything was interconnected, moving in harmony. And Earth, with all its inhabitants, was a part of this dance. So, what did this mean for us, the modern dwellers of Earth? Were we still participating in this dance, albeit unconsciously? Many started turning to ancient spiritual practices, trying to tune into this cosmic rhythm. Meditation, sound healing, and sacred geometry became more than just New Age fads, they were seen as tools to connect with our celestial roots. A global awakening, it seemed, was on the horizon. The profound mysteries of our ancestors were pushing us to evolve, to remember, and to reclaim our place in the universe. Amid this whirlwind of spiritual renaissance, a fascinating proposal emerged. Some scientists, historians, and spiritual leaders called for a global event, a cosmic meditation. The idea was to have people from all over the world meditate at the same time, focusing on the stars of Sirius, Orion, and the Pleiades, trying to establish a conscious link, a cosmic communication of sorts. As the designated day approached, anticipation was palpable. Would we receive a message? Would we, as a collective, experience a shift? The day arrived. As the world's clock struck the designated hour, millions closed their eyes, turning their focus upwards. What happened next is challenging to describe and varies from one individual to another. Some reported visions of light beings, others felt an overwhelming sensation of love and unity, while others felt nothing. But in the days that followed, a subtle change was evident. Regardless of the personal experiences during the meditation, there was a renewed sense of global community, a feeling that we were all on this journey together. Skeptics and believers alike couldn't deny the palpable shift in the air. As the dust settled on this historical era, one thing became clear: the discovery in the ancient Egyptian pyramid did more than just rewrite history books. It redefined our understanding of existence, it blurred the lines between science and spirituality, and most importantly, it reminded us of our cosmic lineage. The Zep-Tepi, their wisdom, their legacy, continued to ripple through time, influencing, guiding, and reminding us of the vastness of our potential. Their story wasn't just about a lost civilization, it was an invitation to remember, to reconnect, and to re-embrace our cosmic dance. For in the end, isn't that what life is all about? A dance of moments, memories, mysteries, and the infinite magic of the cosmos. As we look to the stars, perhaps we are, in essence, looking back at ourselves, echoing the timeless wisdom of the Zep-Tepi, as above, so below. As within, so without. The dance continues. And we are all a part of it.